Yes, good morning all. Let me know whether you are able to see the screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now the slides are visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see for a few minutes. Let all of them join. See, some of you are with names. There are no roll numbers. Please enter with roll number. Chetan and Pradeep. Rename as your roll number. See, if not, you will not get the attendance. Yes, C for Archana. Whether you are there, Archana. C4. Unmute yourself and talk once. Okay, good morning all. Let me start the class. It's already 9:30. So in the last class, we have started problem solving by search algorithms. We have seen the basics of what is problem solving using search methods and their categories like uninformed search. Under that, again subcategories, then then informed search strategies that we have to see. So uninformed search strategies we have seen: breadth first search, depth first search, uniform cost, and iterative deepening, depth first search algorithms, and bidirectional search. These are the methods we have seen in the previous classes with examples. Now let us continue with other search methods, another category of problem solving agents in artificial intelligence, that is informed search. Okay, that is what is our today's topic. We will see various informed search methods. Today I'll be covering in that I'll be covering greedy based first search and A star search. A star search algorithms. With examples, we will be seeing this topic today. Okay. So first, what is actually informed search? Uninformed search, we have seen like we move from one node to the other node by just seeing the like what are the branches a particular node is having, and we will be moving in that direction. That is what we have seen in the last class regarding uninformed search. In that, whatever the categories we have seen, like breadth first search or depth first search, every method has its own method. What we say, every method has its own way. In breadth first search, we expand the shallowest node, whereas in depth first search, we go for with a deepening depth node. We expand in terms of deepening node, deepest node. Okay. There in uninformed search, the main thing that we have seen is that not necessarily we should know, we should have some knowledge on the nodes or nature of the nodes. So in informed search, now coming to informed search, it is necessary that we should have some knowledge of nature of the node, like how we have to proceed, in what way we will achieve the goal. That is very important in informed search. So that is done by considering certain heuristics. Okay, heuristic is a parameter which will give you certain knowledge on uh, certain knowledge on the node or the the state that you are performing. Just a minute. Yeah. So, yes. Yes, heuristic is certain parameter which will give you some relation between the nodes values, or node parameters, or something on nature of the node. That is what is heuristic. So in informed search, we make use of heuristics. Normally, we call them as heuristic functions. So I have given certain description on heuristic. Heuristic is a technique which makes our search algorithm more efficient. Some heuristics help to guide a search process without sacrificing any claim to completeness, and uh, some sacrifice. That means what? So here it will help the, yeah, the heuristic will help in solving a problem or reaching a goal by making use of certain functions or relations. Okay, and it is heuristic is a that means what will it will give you the knowledge on the domain. That means we make use of domain knowledge to solve the problems using this heuristic search. Okay, and it is also like it will reduce the efforts. But this method also in informed search strategy also, if the loop, the graph, if the what we say, if your tree, the search tree, if it is finite, then only it will work. That is very important. Okay, if the tree is infinite, again it is not complete. That is the disadvantage of informed search, same as uninformed search methods. Okay, and you can see heuristic search algorithm uses information about the problem to help directing the path to the search space. We will see how we are considering the information of the node to proceed to reach the goal. Okay, that we will see later on in every method with examples. Okay, and these searches uses some functions that estimate the cost from the current state to the goal. Now here, for every method, whatever the type of informed search method we have, for that we will be making use of some functions. So functional description is given between the initial node and goal node. That is what is the main approach of these methods. Okay. Okay. Now, informed search algorithm is more useful for large search space. That means if your application involves more number of steps, if your application involves more number of steps, then this heuristic search or informed search algorithm is used. Okay, and it makes use of heuristic idea or heuristic function. That is why it is called as a heuristic search. That already I have named. Now, what is a heuristic function? Heuristic function is a function that maps from problem state description to measure of desirability, usually represented as a number. We will see what are the various heuristic functions. I'll give you examples also. Like what are the various heuristic functions that are used in artificial intelligence to find the solutions. That means what a functional relationship that helps you to reach the goal state, or that helps you to reach the desired result. That is what is heuristic function. And what is its purpose? Its purpose is to guide the search process in the most profitable directions. That is what we will be seeing. The value of heuristic function should be always positive. Okay, you have to choose the heuristic function such that its value is always positive. Okay, and heuristic uses domain specific knowledge to estimate the quality or potential of partial condition. Okay, this is all we have discussed already. Now some of the examples of heuristic function is, you can see, suppose like you have finding a distance we want to we want a path from a particular city to another city, that is from Kolkata to Guwahati. We have to find the path. So what we do, we go for a heuristic which we take as a straight line distance. Okay, heuristic for Guwahati is straight line distance between Kolkata and Guwahati. So there are many distance formula in mathematics. You have studied or not, I don't know, but there are various types of distances like Euclidean distance, which is the normal distance method, and we have Manhattan distance, Jacquard distance. Like that, we have various types of distances. Depending upon the application, we choose them. So like that, Euclidean distance is one of the approach. Euclidean distance is nothing but your straight line formula, sorry, straight line distance that we used in mathematics. That means if you have two coordinates x1 y1, x2 y2, the distance between 2 points, x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square under root, is the Euclidean distance or Euclidean norm. We call it as Euclidean norm. So we use such type of formula or such type of functions to find the goal state. That is what is this informed search involves. It makes use of certain functions that relates between various parameters of the application to reach from initial node to destination node. So for this path finding algorithms, we use Euclidean distance or any other distances that are most, what we say, most efficient or beneficial, or which are cost efficient or which are implementation efficient in terms of time complexity, space complexity. That particular method we will be using, or that particular function we will be using. Next, another example I have taken, 8 puzzle. So in 8 puzzle, our arrangement of the numbers, you can see it should be like this in the goal state. This is the actual arrangement we require: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is the position of every number. Okay, this is the position of every number that it should locate. But actually this is the initial state which is given to us, in which some of the numbers are mispositioned. That means they are not in their position. Actual positions are what? First box should have 1, second box should have 2. Like that, it should go in this direction. This is the arrangement we require, but it is arranged in the left side box in an randomly. So all the numbers are what we say, misnumbered, misplaced or mispositioned. So taking this as the initial state, we should find this goal state. That is what will be the 8 puzzle problem. 8 puzzle problem is getting a required state of numbers. Okay, yeah. So you can see the first picture shows the current state n, and the second picture shows the goal state. Now to reach your goal state, we have to take some heuristics here. What are the heuristics that you will take? Now h of n. H of n represents the heuristic function. Okay, h of n is a heuristic function that we require. So heuristic function is equal to 5 here, because the tiles. So this is one of the heuristic function we are taking. What is that? In h of n is the heuristic function describing the mispositions of various tiles. How many tiles differ in their position? So you can see one should be in the first tile, but it is in the fourth one, this position. So one one is in wrong position. Then two is also in wrong position. 8 also is in wrong position. Like that, 6 is in wrong position, 7. So how many like that? 1 2 3 4 5. So here our heuristic is 5. The heuristic that described is 5. Okay, so that means what? 5 tiles differ in their position, they are out of place. This is one type of heuristic that we have chosen. According to that, we have to reach our goal state. Another heuristic is Manhattan distance. Manhattan distance is nothing but suppose what we say, now here in the first box, one is in this position, right? With how much distance it is dislocated. Okay, in how much distance far from its original place. Original place is the first tile. So but it is in this position, so how much distance is 1. The distance position of 1 is 1. Like that, 8 should be here in this position. So it differs by two positions, right? It is displaced or out of place by two position. So like that, Manhattan distance we will find. Okay, this heuristic sums the distance. You can see here, this heuristic sums the distance that the tiles are out of place. In the same way, you can say 7 should be in this left corner bottom tile, but it is in the middle of the bottom line. So it again differs by one position. So heuristic of this 7 is 1. Like that, heuristic of 6 is 1. Whereas heuristic of 3, 4, 5, you can see they are in their position. So heuristics of, that means Manhattan distance of 3, 4 and 5 are 0. Like that we calculate Manhattan distance. This is one type of heuristic. Both are different. First one, this is the first case. This is the first case, and this is the second case. Finding now, only finding the position in which it is out of place and finding the distance. Okay, adding up all the distances of the position will be Hmm. Yes. Okay. So, still anybody missing? Everybody join? Okay. So, what we were seeing, so these are some heuristic functions. Like that, some more examples you can see, like not only Manhattan distance, some Gashing's Gashnick's method is also used. That is a different thing. And for pathfinding, always we make use of Euclidean distance, the normal distance formula. Okay. So like that, we will be defining some heuristic function for every approach, whatever the types. Okay. So like these are some more examples. Finding a minimum cost path. So previously we wanted an path with minimum number of steps. Now we want the minimum cost path to goal. Okay. So in informed search, there are two ways of reaching the goal. One is finding those irrespective of path cost. We will be trying to what we say finding the goal node by making use of other heuristics like out of place or how much
Excuse me,
refu-
madam.
yes.
Screen is
Yes.
not visible, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Now the slides are visible?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So here now you can see there are other methods like not only these heuristics like finding the misplaced tiles, Manhattan distance. Yeah. So not only these things, but there are some other things like we will also consider the path cost. So every path from initial node to destination node or different nodes in the intermediate nodes also, we will be having a path cost. So that path cost we will be taking as minimum value or something like that. So for navigation, you can say minimum time or least fuel values. Like that, we will consider certain parameters. Suppose if it is VLSI design, the path cost will be length of wires between chips. Okay, that means if you want to incorporate more number of chips, then the length of the wire we will decrease. Okay, and we will also connect them in such a way. Okay, then 8 puzzle you can see like number of pieces moved, that means which will be minimum like least time to solve the puzzle. So whenever you move the pieces, that means the tiles movement, that depends whatever the movement you make, which will give you in a very short period the destination in very short period, whichever the path we will reach, that path we will consider. So like that, we will be making use of this minimum cost path. So this type of approach is similar to that of the uniform cost search that we have seen for uninformed search. Okay. Like that, you can see these are some more examples for heuristic functions. For 8 puzzle, we have seen this. Then for 8 queen problem, number of future feasible slots, minimum number of conflicts. Like that, depending upon the application, what type of functions we can use, that is listed here. In the same way, we have traveling salesman problem, minimum spanning tree, minimum assignment problem is some more heuristic functions. There are two types of informed search strategies. First one is greedy best first search, and second one is A star search. In this, again, you have many other methods that we will be seeing later, like hill climbing algorithm or simulated annealing or something, various other approaches, which makes use of all these either informed or uninformed search strategies, depending upon the requirement and application. So what is this best first search algorithm is? It always selects the path which appears best at that moment. That means it will again will not consider the cost of the path. Path cost is not considered for best first search algorithm. And it is a combination of depth first search and breadth first search algorithms. Okay, it uses heuristic function and search both. Not only directly it goes on searching, but it will be using it makes use of heuristic function and search. That means the search is done by making use of heuristic function. That is what is the method involved. Best first search allows us to take the advantage of both DFS and BFS, uninformed search methods. Like one such heuristic function we use is f of n equal to g of n. Okay, g of n is nothing but the value at that value of that node, whatever the node we are considering its value in terms of distance or in terms of what we say some parameter that described to represent it. Okay, and f of n is a value we are finding so that in which path we have to move. That is what is considered here. Okay, this will be h. F of n will be equal to h of n, where h of n is the estimated cost from node n to the goal. So this function we will be using for greedy search or best first search algorithm. Okay, and this function will differ between best first search and A star search. That is what is the difference. So here this is the algorithm, the steps in which you have to proceed. Okay, by explaining one example, I'll explain this algorithm. Okay, what is that is now here in this figure you can see we have given left side box, this left box 1 2 8 3. I think this same example which I gave you previously, this is the initial state and this is the goal state that we have to reach. Okay, so for that I have made a tree diagram in which we are expanding in various ways. Okay, and you can see near the tiled box you have the numbers like 4 5 3 and 5. What are these is these are the numbers which are number of misplaced tiles in each of these boxes. For the initial state you can see how many what we say how many tiles are differing in their position. Okay, that is what is given. That is what is this 4 value. That means what, in the goal state our position is 1 2 3 4. In the first row 1 2 3, second row 4 1 6 4, like that we are our arrangement is. So 1 differs in its position, 2 differs in position, 8 differs in position, and 6 differs in position. So 4 tiles are differing in their position. Number of misplaced tiles are 4. That is why we write 4 here. And now this one, how the branches we have to take for this example is, now shift the tiles left, right side, left side, upside down, like that. Now this initial state, shift 7, the empty space is here, right? The empty space is in this after 7. So move 7 to that empty space. This is one movement. Okay, in the second state, instead of shifting 7, move 6. So 6 is moved down. This is one displacement. In the third case you can, instead of moving 7 and 6, you will be moving 5. So these are the three different positions possible from initial state to reach your goal. Okay, like that you have to draw the tree diagram. Now again, we'll find the how many tiles are misplaced, number of misplaced tiles in each of these three blocks again. For the first tile, for the first box, there are 5 tiles which are 5 boxes which are misplaced. 1, 2, 8, 6 and 7. So 5 tiles now. In the center one, how many? 1, 2, 8, 6 again as it is shifted down, it has come to its original position. So its misplaced tiles are only 3. Like that, this right side box misplaced tiles are 5 again because 5 is moved from its position to left side. So again it is misplaced. So like that we will write the misplaced number of tiles in each group. Now, in this 3, whichever is minimum, that node we have to expand. So 5, 5 and 3, 3 is the minimum. So expand that node only. So in this node again, what we have to do, we have to rotate. Again, we have to misplace another tiles. Like here, one is moved by right side, then 8 is moved down, then 4 is moved towards left. So right, up and left side. So three different movements are possible. Like that you have to move the tiles. What we are doing, we are searching for the node through which our goal is possible, through which our goal can be possible. That is what we are doing. Okay. Now you can see, again find how many tiles are misplaced. So here 3, here 3, and here it is 4. Okay. Now in this 3, 3, 3 and 4, 3 is the minimum, but 2 threes are there. You can expand any of the node through which your goal can be possible. So again we are expanding the first node, like again shift by one position, 2 down, then 7 up. With that again calculate the number of tiles that are mislocated. 3 is the minimum, expand it. Okay. Like that you have to split it. You have to move until you reach this goal node, until this position is possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think here it will be achieved. This one, for this 3 it will be achieved. I did not make all the diagram. So this is, see, to more fruitless wandering, it will be go on expanding for this particular tile, but this tile will give you the goal. That is what is the result. So this is what is best first search algorithm, in which we are expanding according to the heuristic given and comparing the lowest one, expanding according to the lowest one. So like that we have to proceed. That is what is this algorithm. See, place the starting node into the open list. So starting node in the open list means whichever the initial stage we are considering in the stack, first position in the stack. If the open list is empty, stop and return failure. So if this cannot be expandable, then stop and you can say that the search procedure is a failure. Like that we can end up. But if the node can be closed and can be expanded, then you have to go for all these steps. So all these steps involves whatever I have explained. Is it clear everybody, this method, best first search? Any doubts? Yes? Everybody is clear with this method, best first search?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Like that, another method, another example, finding the distance from a city, from one city to the other city. I have considered, these are the various distance values. You can see right side, straight line distance to a city, Bucharest. From a city Arad, it is 366 kilometers. As Bucharest is our goal node, distance to itself is 0. Then Cravo, it is 160. Like that, every city from Bucharest, what is the distance it is given. In that way, we have expanded. This is the route map from various city to this Bucharest. So what we will do is we will expand the nodes like from other. These are the various expansions. From, let us say we are finding, we are our aim is to make a path from a city Arad to Bucharest. So what we do here, from Arad we will see which distance is less, to that path we will go. So these are the two paths which I have shown, which will give you some minimum values. But the total distance, minimum, whichever is minimum, that particular path we will be choosing. So these two path and one more path is from Arad to Oradis, Sea Blue, and this is the another path through which you can reach from Arad to Bucharest. There are three paths. So any of the lowest path we can choose. That is what is your greedy search method. Another approach is A star search algorithm. So this A star search algorithm is almost similar to that of greedy search. Okay, but here the heuristic function differs. Here the heuristic function is this one: f of n equal to g of n plus h of n. H of n is the cost to reach from node n to goal node, and g of n is the cost to reach node n from start state. And f of n we have to find estimated cost. So this heuristic we will be using in A star search algorithm. Okay, so it is also one of the most commonly used form of best first search. Okay, and it has the combined features of UCS. What is UCS? Uniform cost search method. Whereas greedy search method will make use of depth first search and breadth first search. Okay, now it will make use of uniform cost search. That is the difference. And in A star search algorithms, we make use of shortest path for searching the goal. To reach the goal, it will make use of what we say. It makes use of shortest path approach. Okay, these are some features. Yeah, one more thing in best first search advantages and disadvantages you can see. Best first search can switch between breadth first search and depth first search. That is the advantage by gaining the advantages of both algorithms. And this algorithm is more efficient than uninformed search methods. And what is the disadvantage is it can behave as an unguided depth first search. That means what? For an infinite loop it goes on searching. No proper goal can be achieved by making use of best first search. Then it can get stuck in a loop as depth first search. That is what, it cannot give you the proper result, or it cannot reach the goal. Okay, because it is making use of depth first search, it is not complete, and this algorithm is not optimal. These are the disadvantages. So to avoid the disadvantages we go for this A star search, in which proper cost function path cost is used. And this is the algorithm. So one example we can take here. Same thing, reaching your goal state by making use of certain initial state. So here this is a solution. Previously we have used only the number of tiles that are misplaced, that are out of place, but here we also make use of the distance, Manhattan distance, adding that out of place number of tiles and Manhattan distance, we will get this f is the function. According to that only we expand, then our goal state is reached. That is what is the difference. Now you can see here how many what we say, what is the difference in the tiles. That is 0. H is 4. H is 4 in the sense, what we say, how many tiles that are differing in the position is 4. So 0 plus 4 is 4. Okay. Like that, calculate that G, H, and F for all the tiles. Now in the next expanding this initial node, how we expand? We same thing, same as your this one, same as best first search, same tree diagram. What we did here, we shifted 7 to right, then 6 down, then 5 to left. That means what, there is a right movement, left movement, and moving up and down. Okay, like that, that with that movement we made this tree diagram. With that right, left, and up and down movement we made this tree diagram. In that we are calculating G, H, and F. G is what, the distance of the cost, that is the cost value of the node itself from other node. So as this is the initial node, G will be 0. Whereas here, here what is happening, the distance from this state to this state is only 1. Okay, they are changing in one position, so that is why G is equal to 1. Like that, for all this G is equal to 1. Like that, from initial state in the second expansion you see G is 2, because it has a difference in position by 2 values. That is why G equal to 2. Like that, next third level you can see G is 3. This is G4 and this is G5. Like that we have to find G. And H is what? inside the tiles how many tiles are differing in their position. So here for this h is equal to 4 and for this h is equal to 5. Okay, and for this h equal to 3, h equal to 5, like that we have to calculate and expand the node in such a way that whichever is having the minimum value of f. Okay, whichever is having minimum value of f, that will be expanded. That is why you can see here f equal to 4. Yeah, here f equal to 6, f equal to 4, then f equal to 6. So 4, whichever the tile having f equal to 4 is expanded. In the same way, in this second level, you can see f equal to 5, f equal to 5, and f equal to 6. So the lowest cost one is expanded. So 5, f equal to 5 is expanded. Here also f equal to 5 is expanded. Like that in the second, that is third level, you can see this one expanded, but there is no goal state. You cannot expand further. Now you can, we have expanded this particular f equal to 5 in which the goal state is reached. So A star algorithm will make use of certain principle. That means finding the difference from itself and from the initial node as well as the difference in tiles. So this is one example for A star algorithm where minimum cost effective things. So cost is also considered. Whereas previously in best first search, we haven't considered the cost. Okay. Uh, yeah, this is the problem. Its solution. Then some points on this is it is complete. It has that means unless if the branching factor is finite, then only it works. Okay, and these are the various other parameters. It is optimal. It is admissible. It is more consistent. Okay, and time complexity is given as order of b power d. Similarly, space complexity is also order of b power d. B is the branching factor and d is the depth in which we are moving. Okay, so this is about various informed search algorithms. Is it clear, all of you? Yes, anybody please respond. Is the concept clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll close here today. In the next class, we will see the other methods. Okay, other search technique. Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes, tell me.
disadvantage algorithm, ma'am.
Disadvantages of
A search
A
algorithm.
star.
A star search algorithm.
Yeah, this one we did not discuss. Yeah. So advantages are what? It is the best algorithm that will give you the solution. It is complete optimal. But disadvantages you see, as we told you, like it will make use of the cost path also. That means what? It should give you a goal with the shortest path, right? But here what is happening? That means what? Sometimes it may not give you shortest path to reach the goal. We will see some more examples for this also. Like though there is a shortest path, that may not be the good result, because in some applications, like we should reach the goal by by connecting the required path also. So in that case what happens, it does not always produce the shortest path, as it mostly based on heuristics and approximation. So based upon the function, based upon the rule only, we should move from start node to goal node. So shortest path may not be possible. That is one disadvantage. And also A star search algorithm has some complexity issues. That means what? Calculating, suppose if your graph node or tree diagram, that means the number of what we say, number of nodes is higher, number of nodes is very much higher, then that sometimes A star algorithm will be a very long procedure. Time complexity may increase. Or the, as you can see now, we have to store all the possible nodes. So if the number of nodes is very high, then the space complexity also increases. That is why it has some complexity issues. and the main drawback is its memory requirement. So when space complexity increases, now naturally the memory requirement also increases. So this is one disadvantage of A star algorithm. For this, there are many modified A star algorithms like AO star, hill climbing algorithms. Like that, many algorithms are being derived to avoid this memory problem, memory complexity. Okay, so these are the disadvantages. Is it clear? Okay, so for today I'll close the session. Thank you for attending. In the next class, we will see the other methods. And one more thing I want to say is already I shared you one assignment quiz questions. Only 15 students have attempted. Others also please try to attempt those questions and see like how much you are able to gain or how much you are able to attend it. Okay, very basic questions I gave, only 20 questions, either 15 or 20, 15 questions only, so please try to answer them. Okay, hopefully all 100, 120 students will answer those quiz questions. I'm expecting 100% attempt. Okay, so thank you for attending. I'm closing the session. Okay, thank you.